Beautiful. All right. Hi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Julia Anderson. I'm one of the owners here at California Skincare Supply. I think I know a lot of these class attendees. I think a lot of you guys attended our class last Monday with an intro to MAD Skincare. So I'm so happy that a lot of you joined in for our second class for kind of like a deeper dive into protocols and the MAD mapping. Hi, everyone from Florida. Hi from California. I was laughing with Michael. I'm like, it was 45 degrees this morning. It's freezing. And he's like, it's 18 degrees where he's in New Jersey, but I'm cold here. Um, Anyways, back to the class. I set up a coupon code for all of our class attendees that is just 20% off the brand with the coupon code MAD Skincare, and that is available until Friday. I also sent out some information on that opening order kit that we made. That is 30% off with 7 free products. So it's a total of 71 products. So that's a great deal. But yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask me or Michael Contorno. He's the president of MAD Skincare, and he is going to teach you all today about MAD mapping. But without further ado, Michael, take it over.
Thank you, Julia. Hello, everybody in sunny California from freezing New Jersey. Yeah, I think it was 18 degrees when I left my house this morning. We got 6 inches of snow yesterday, and it's not even winter yet. So I'm panicking. Okay. Um, but anyway, we don't need to talk about the weather because we're here to talk about M.A.D Mapping. So we've actually trademarked the term M.A.D Mapping, and I want to dive in so that we can really explore how do you take advantage or how to take advantage of application techniques, cocktailing, layering, all these different things that kind of make up best practices, let's call them, to get the most out of the products that you're applying. Okay. And I kind of equate it to like um shopping at, an amazing market where you're getting fresh produce, the best cuts of proteins, whatever is in your wheelhouse from an ingredient standpoint. If you don't know how to cook, you're not going to get the best flavors and the best presentation out of that meal. And if you really think about it, skincare is very much the same way. So I kind of took that approach when I was sort of trying to figure out what am I going to call this thing that we do that we feel accelerates the performance and the benefits of M.A.D skincare, and how can we present that in a manner that makes sense and that is easy to do. I'm a big believer in KISS. Keep it simple. Okay. I like to keep things simple. And I like to do all the technical hard stuff on the back end, but when I deliver it, I want to make it so that it's usable, it's user friendly, and you can get the most out of what I'm talking about. So let's dive in a little bit. So just a quick recap, meeting M.A.D Skincare, right? We blend the best that science and nature has to offer, and because we want to deliver the most advanced, potent skincare. We have our own proprietary formulas, our own FDA registered labs. We're mid-priced. We have a full range of products for just about every skin concern that you could possibly think of. We have an amazing R&D team, and our goal is to always source the best possible ingredients. And that's what I was saying before. If we're sourcing the best possible ingredients, I want to give you some best practices to deliver those ingredients. Okay. As you know, I like to look at M.A.D skincare as a wheel. All the M.A.D skincare formulas from all the different skin concerns work synergistically, allowing M.A.D products to be combined, layered, cocktailed, specifically to your client's exact needs. Um, We know that this is all predicated on the core four philosophy: exfoliation, cellular respiration, and cellular detoxification, which really leans into cellular health and taking care of your skin from a health perspective every day. And of course, collagen and elastin synthesis. Okay. So, welcome to M.A.D Mapping. It's a new tool that gives you endless options for maximum results. Okay, what makes M.A.D Mapping so different? M.A.D Mapping is enabling you to treat different clients' multiple skin concerns at once. We're going to address those multiple skin concerns on a client's skin. Now, these concerns can be on top of each other. They can be in different areas. Okay. So there's many ways we have to address multiple skin concerns. Okay. So the M.A.D skincare formulas are designed to synergistically work together, allowing the products to be combined in treatments or tailored specifically. So M.A.D mapping will allow you to map a client's needs regardless of how small the area may be. So I'll give you an example. So on my face, on my orbital bone right here, I do get significant hyperpigmentation from driving. I love to target products in this area from the brightening line. Okay. Um, how do I do that? Of course, I use brushes. I may use cotton Q-tips, like if I'm targeting a chemical peel in this area. So there's lots of different ways to simply target specific products. Um, and that's what we're going to dive into a little bit more here. Targeted application. Oh, sorry, I got ahead of myself. This is exactly what I was talking. I like to call it a paint by numbers approach. So when I map my face, what I have come to understand and visually see is that I have very specific areas with specific needs. Okay. So in my forehead, I definitely have the fine lines and wrinkles. Nose area is going to be my T zone. The cheeks are very delicate and sensitive. And like I said, I have fairly significant hyperpigmentation on this orbital bone. So, of course I do shave, so I do have what I would consider either ingrown hairs or an aging issue in the um, parenthesis lines down the chin and the neck. So as you can see, I'm identifying four different concerns um, that I'm going to utilize product from when I'm giving myself a facial. So you can do the same visual analysis on your own client. You're looking for fine lines and wrinkles. And then you're going to evaluate, oh, is there hyperpigmentation in that area? Are there broken capillaries in that area? Um, so you can then target, okay, it's an anti-aging concern, but I may need to layer in some brightening if there's UV-induced damage. Or I may need to layer in some delicate products to help repair the matrix and really support, the underlying capillaries that are compromised. So that's the genesis of what we're talking about. A targeted application that's going to help you precisely design a protocol specifically for your client's needs, regardless of how small the area is. And we're going to do that with peels and masks. And I even like to cocktail our serums and our moisturizers. And you'll see that a lot when I do demos. So, what are, again, some of the typical concerns we have? So, around the eye area, you might have the hyperpigmentation, but you're also going to have sometimes the puffiness, the dark circles, or the lines and wrinkles. So, again, you got multiple areas around the eye that may have multiple concerns. T zone area, a lot of people have a pore issue regardless of their age. It's based on environment, how much sebum you're producing. Okay. Sensitive areas I see often in the cheeks. Again, as we get older, the skin density decreases. Fine lines and wrinkles, you've got parenthesis lines, you've got expression lines, you've got forehead lines, you've got wrinkles and lines around the eyes, everywhere in the face you're going to have challenges with fine lines and wrinkles. Brighten and smoothing out rough skin. You'll see a lot of tandem issues with hyperpigmentation with rough aged skin as well. We're going to always want to increase collagen and elastin production. And of course, we always want to tackle and prevent the breakouts wherever they may be. And they may not be all the time. Somebody may have, hormonal breakouts, or somebody may just have breakouts as they're going into the summer because they're using more sunscreen and there's more sebum production. So again, target your application with the products of the concern in the area that you need. Okay. And that delivers a much better overall result because you will naturally be trying to treat more than one concern at a time. Okay. M.A.D mapping with chemical peels. So this is a fun part that I like to utilize. I don't do M.A.D mapping with the cleansers or the toners. I'm generally using, one or two different cleansers. Um, but if you think about it, if you're using the Mandelic cleanser and that's designed for three different skin concerns, you are kind of mapping with a cleanser because you can address three different concerns with the Mandelic cleanser. But putting the cleanser and the toners aside, the first, I think, step in the protocol that you're going to get an opportunity to M.A.D map is with the peel step, which is step number 3. I like using the gel-based peels to M.A.D map with, and I generally use the Mandelic peel in my forehead, T-zone, and chin area. I don't put it in my cheek area so much because makes my cheeks a little sensitive. I will only generally use the delicate peel in my cheeks because I'm losing density and I don't have lines and wrinkles in my cheeks. So I just want to do a nice light exfoliation. So once I'm doing the Mandelic peel, let's say in the forehead area, the eye area, and in the T-zone and down here, I'll then do another layer after 5 minutes with very targeted peels. So now I'm going to move to the glycolic along the forehead. I'm going to concentrate the radiant brightening peel along here. I'm going to use our acne peel in the T-zone. And I really like the environmental peel and how it makes my skin look where I have heavy hair growth. And then again, I'll only use the delicate peel on my cheeks. So I've targeted 1, 2, 3, 4, believe it or not, 5 different chemical peels on in the protocol, but using it in very targeted regions. That makes for a very effective use of the different acids in all of our peels, okay? Because they're all designed to do different things. For instance, the delicate peel in my cheeks is very gentle because it is a very large molecular weight acid. It doesn't penetrate deeply. It's only going to polish the surface of the skin. As you know, the Mandelic is going to be great for both lines and wrinkles, the T-zone area, and the hyperpigmentation. And it's going to give me a benefit in all of those three areas. And then, like I said, I'm going to overlay um, glycolic specifically for the lines and wrinkles, the brightening peel specific for the brightening area, and then some environmental peel in my chin and neck area. M.A.D mapping with masks. Ah, this is a fun one because I really like to do targeted application with the masks as well. If I have a T-zone problem, I need to deliver the zinc and sulfur mask. Okay. If I have a brightening hyperpigmentation issue along here, I really need to make sure I'm delivering that radiant brightening mask. For anti-aging, I love using the Genesis. So the Genesis is going to do wonders for lines and wrinkles up in the forehead. I'll also use it here. So I'm going to be targeting different areas of my face with the masks. For the delicate area, we do have two different masks, the delicate skin calming gel mask, which you can use everywhere as a general hydrating mask, but I do utilize that in my cheeks with the wheatgrass recovery mask. Again, that's a mask you can use everywhere, but it's extremely beneficial for the areas of the face where there's a compromised barrier, where the skin is thin, where the capillaries need strengthening because it's loaded with vitamins, minerals, specifically vitamin K, and lots of other ingredients and amino acid chains that really help fortify cell wall structure for those compromised areas. So can you imagine delivering a facial and you are doing such a customized facial where you are targeting three, maybe even four different skin concerns on your clients? This is something that's pretty unique. Not a lot of brands, I think, want to dive into going this extensive into targeting the different areas of the face. Okay, and I feel like the face is broken up into your forehead, your T zone, your cheeks, and then mouth, chin, and décolleté. And if you look at those different regions and think of them as unique regions based on the amount of sebum that can be produced, the sun exposure, how thick and dense the skin is normally, you can then target products as you see fit based on how is your client's skin looking based on environmental factors, hormonal factors, and whatever products they may or may not be using. So targeting your masks is a great step to delivering exactly the ingredients you need. And you can also cocktail. So let's keep in mind, if you have an area, let's say the area has an acneic condition, but also has post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation from years of scarring and it's got the dark spots. There's no reason why you can't map that area and say, guess what? I am going to combine the zinc and sulfur mask to address the pores and the clarity of the skin, but I'm going to combine it with the radiant brightening mask because I want to deliver high potency vitamin C. I want to deliver B white, and I want to deliver other ingredients that are going to help address the darkening spots. So think about it. It's not just one concern in one area. It could be one area with multiple concerns, okay? So keep that in mind. In a given area, you can also cocktail your masks. You're going to layer your chemical peels to target multiple concerns, okay? So there's a couple of examples of people getting mad mapping with the masks, okay? In this particular case, the client exhibited redness in the nose and chin area, breakouts in the cheek, and signs of aging in the forehead. So the products that were used here were the Genesis Growth Factor mask in the areas that had signs of aging. The wheatgrass recovery mask were used in the areas where there was a delicate and sensitive issue, and then the zinc and sulfur mask in the areas that had signs of breakouts. So, again, pretty straightforward. It's really about taking a few minutes to identify what are the areas of concern and what are the actual concerns. So, that's how you MAD map. How do we incorporate MAD cocktailing with masks? So this is like I said before, if I have multiple concerns, I may cocktail a few different masks together to address two different concerns in one spot, okay? So this gives you an opportunity to deliver multiple active ingredients targeting multiple concerns, okay? Getting the most out of your products is our ultimate desire and goal. So, putting glycolic mask on an area where it's delicate and sensitive is not going to end up with a good result. Keep the glycolic mask out of the equation. Only use that on areas of lines and wrinkles or the Genesis mask, okay? Where you have delicate and sensitive concerns, stick with your delicate gel mask and your wheatgrass mask. Now, again, you could have a delicate concern and an acne concern. Can you cocktail them together? Absolutely. You can cocktail any of the masks together with each other to get a dual benefit that is perfect for your customer. Okay. And when you cocktail, you are going to increase, again, the performance and the result, and your clients are going to love it. Um, so, has anybody done any M.A.D mapping or tried to do targeted peel applications or anything like that? I don't know if anybody has done, let me see, anybody in messaging? No. Any of this sort of application. Uh, if not, I suggest you try it on yourself. Again, you're going to have multiple skin concerns, and the best way to be able, let me just backspace this. The best way to be able to appreciate this is to try it on yourself. And again, it's really not difficult. It's really a matter of breaking it down. Oops, back up. Let me breaking it down and really identifying where these issues of concern are. Um, I know I got through this a little bit quicker, but that probably just gives us a little more time to have any open discussion on the protocols and understanding how do I take the protocol steps and how do I M.A.D map. Now, if I go back to the other demo we did last week, the PowerPoint, in each of these steps, I identified all of the different exfoliators you can use in step 3, all of the different masks. I think we're in step 7. So that gives you the understanding of, okay, this is the library of peels I have to work with. This is the library of masks I have to work with. And then you want to synergistically use them together so that you can cocktail and layer and map specifically the products you want to use. Um, and that's basically the concept. So it's not a difficult concept, it's a creative concept. Again, I want to keep things simple and I want you to utilize the M.A.D products as efficiently as possible. One of the other techniques I love to use is when I do a targeted application in an area that's very small, I'll apply the peel. I'll let it sit for the 3 to 5 minutes. I will then take additional peel and a Q-tip and work it in to these areas that have a lot of hyperpigmentation. So when you press, we call that M.A.D press. And when you press the acids in, you help drive them deeper. So that will again also give you another layer of M.A.D mapping, which is doing M.A.D press in a very targeted, specific area. I'll press parenthesis lines, forehead lines going horizontal. I will press in with a Q-tip our gel-based peels as well. So pressing in and also massaging in your chemical peels, especially the gel-based peels, is a very effective way to get increased depth absorption and get an increased performance on the exfoliation and the reduction of whatever the skin concern is that you're trying to address. So there are some very specific ways you can map, again, the face, cocktail the products, layer the chemical peels, press in the chemical peels to get a maximum result. Okay. It's really the art of delivery. I think it really amps up the esthetician's ability to deliver a proper protocol. Um, and I'm thinking that you guys should definitely try this in the near future. And I'd love to see your feedback to give me some idea on how well it's working for you. Um, we're going to do a, in our next class, we are going to do carbonetics. And we are going to do within the carbonetics, we're going to discuss the four fruit enzyme. We're going to discuss doing a light chemical exfoliation. We'll only be using the delicate peel, so we're not going to be doing any targeted M.A.D mapping. And then we're going to do the carbonetic skin rejuvenating system. But as you're now in the winter months, I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot of that winter skin, dry, rough age skin, and then probably a lot of UV induced damage over the summer. So I would expect a lot of your clients to be in need of anti-aging and brightening, and to map those areas out and to utilize cocktailing and layering of the chemical peels in those areas. So this was a fairly short class, guys. I don't think I took, oh, I took 30 minutes. Okay, not too bad. I was going to guess about an hour. But
We
are
do
there
have
any?
some questions in the chat, Michael, if we want to
Yes,
ask them
so
all.
go ahead. Can you lay them on me?
Of course. So can you layer from Nikki, can you layer the masks on top of one another? If so, how do you recommend doing it, or do you suggest cocktailing them? I personally
I
like to
honestly
cocktail them.
suggest cocktailing in a specific area. And then if you're then mapping the masks, then map that area either with the cocktail or again, move on to another mask in another area. Couple of cocktails I love. I love using the environmental detox as a base because that's going to be great for all the skin concerns. Okay. So then from there, I love cocktailing in the brightening for a brightening cellular health sort of cocktail. The Genesis mask with the environmental detox for anti-aging. And then, of course, the zinc and sulfur mask with the environmental for your acne areas. Then I also like other stronger cocktails where I may be combining Genesis and brightening for very specific hyperpigmentation and anti-aging. So I'm sorry, there was a question that popped up real quick and I didn't get to see it. Did you see that question?
Yeah, we have a couple. I was just starting
Okay. Oh,
from
go
the
ahead.
top. Tori says she's been mad mapping for a while and it helps her clients a lot, especially with combination skin, which most people have. She loves mad mapping. That's amazing. And then we had a question, layering peels with different molecular weights, lactic before mandelic, press versus massage.
Yes, do so you could do lactic before mandelic because it is a smaller molecular weight than mandelic. Um, so that would be perfectly suitable. Smaller molecular weights first, glycolic, then lactic, then your mandelic, then your multi-fruit acid would sort of be the order of molecular weight.
Beautiful. So with cocktailing, are you mixing all the masks versus mapping? It's each single product in separate spots. You kind of already covered that one. You can cocktail and mask at the same time. Map.
Yeah, for masks, I do both. I cocktail a lot and then I M.A.D map in specific areas. Now, with the chemical peels, most of ours are cocktails, meaning multiple different acids in the peel. So the M.A.D mapping concept for the chemical peels is more about layering the peels in the specific areas that you need. So mandelic, I tend to use a lot in a lot of different areas other than delicate and sensitive because it has the ability to address three different concerns. And then I'll target. So that's kind of like the one time where I may do the mandelic first and then go with glycolic 30% in those line and wrinkle areas. That's kind of like one of the only times I might go with a higher molecular weight. So if you want to reverse that, it's perfectly fine as well. Um, that's fine. But that's kind of like the one and only time I'll use the mandelic even though it's a higher molecular weight than glycolic.
Okay. And
So this,
then if you use two masks in one area, do you let the first dry before applying the second one? So when we say cocktailing, you're mixing typically 2 to 3 masks together and then applying it. So you're not going to
correct.
layer the masks.
Yeah, I don't layer masks because the masks have bentonite or clay, and that's going to kind of prohibit another layer of a mask going on top to really penetrate. So you want to cocktail the masks together in your little bowl, right? And then apply it in a specific area.
Okay. And then how does it work when layering slash mapping the stronger chemical peels, i.e. the non-resorcinol peel, with something like a mandelic peel? How much time should we wait in between layers?
So non-resorcinol, that would be layer number one, 3 to 5 minutes. And then you can start with the gel-based peels, and then you can utilize another 2 to 3 layers is probably very suitable for most of your clients with your gel-based peels, which would be the mandelic, the environmental, the radiant brightening, the glycolic, etc.
So for context, she purchased the non-resorcinol peel, the mandelic peel, and the non-resorcinol peel, the mandelic peel, and the delicate peel, and she wants to know how she would use them together.
Sure. So I would layer those. Again, avoid areas that are delicate and sensitive. So if I were going to use those three, which I would not use them in my cheeks. I would use those everywhere else, except for the delicate. So non-resorcinol would be first. Wait 3 to 5 minutes. Apply the mandelic second. Wait about 5 minutes. And then your delicate resurfacing peel would be your final peel to give you that nice, beautiful, dewy glow.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? Making sure I didn't miss anything.
No, do not remove in between. You're going to let them reactivate each time.
One of the things I love about Mad Skincare is that everything's made to work together. The masks, the peels, so you don't have to get too concerned about that. They're all formulated to work with one another.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Because we designed the brand so that you can synergistically use more than one product at a time. We really feel, skin is very adaptive and we don't want it getting used to any one particular way of doing things. How long do you leave the delicate peel on? About 5 minutes. So your total acid time on a non-resorcinol mandelic delicate peel would be anywhere from 13 to about 15 minutes of acid time. And that should give you a very nice benefit. Now, I've mixed oh, what was that? I've mixed the pumpkin.
I've mixed the pumpkin enzyme with the Mad Gel Mask for lighter exfoliation. Is that okay? She likes the results she gets.
Absolutely. So by mixing the pumpkin with the delicate mask, you're going to cut back on some of that zip because that dual action pumpkin mask can be a little zippy. Love what you do with the delicate mask and the pumpkin. Now you're providing hydration, sodium hyaluronate. You're actually preventing any potential post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation while you're doing this enzyme and glycolic acid peel. Brilliant. Nice mad hack.
Amazing. Best peel for stubborn melasma?
Stubborn melasma. I would say the non-resorcinol as a layer one and your mandelic going in after that as layers two and three. Home care is also extremely important when you have stubborn melasma because if people are not using a tyrosine inhibitor, their hormones are going to keep up being overactive in producing melanin. So no matter how much you peel it off, if they're not doing home care, they're not gonna maintain that result. I recommend that Discover Brightening Kit for home care for people with stubborn melasma. It's a great kit because it gives you the brightening cleanser, There's the Radiant Brightening Mask, the Spot on Targeted Skin Brightening Serum, and
Then
the
I believe it's
Illuminating
the,
Daily.
oh, okay. Yeah.
And if they're not using sunscreen, they're just wasting their time. So the brightening kit, the Discover brightening kit with a sunscreen is everything they need to maintain those amazing exfoliating in-cabin results that you're going to get when you do the treatment.
Okay. Any other questions?
Don't forget, for those melasma people, we're going to be coming out with the Phagel 7 February, March timeframe. I can't wait till we ship that to you guys out in California. I think you're going to love what this product does. Right now, we do have the Phagel 6, which is excellent. Like I said, I have some constraints in the EU. And the Phagel 6 is great because it will help do that extra exfoliating at home. I'm sorry, there
Can
was
you,
one more question that popped up, right?
yes, real quick though, I was going to ask, can you give us a little teaser of some of the ingredients in the new Fade Gel 7?
Oh yeah, so it's got uh, a vitamin C complex. That's what we proprietarily use. It's got the three alpha hydroxy acids. Um, the star ingredient is going to be butyl resorcinol. So it's not the normal resorcinol that you see in the market today. Butyl resorcinol is even stronger, non-toxic, and has the performance of a hydroquinone. So I think you're going to
Ooh.
really love the Phagel 7. Not many brands have really discovered butyl resorcinol yet, um, but I'm sure they will.
And then what peels are suitable for cheeks since some of the peels aren't as suitable?
Well, my cheeks have thin skin density, so I feel that my cheeks are a tad sensitive. So the peel that I use in the cheek area is the delicate skin resurfacing peel. I kind of limit it to that. But as you can see, I've got parenthesis lines here and here. So as I get closer away from the cheeks and closer to those areas, I do switch it up and I do try to use more of an anti-aging exfoliation for the parenthesis lines and the expression lines. But the cheeks themselves, I definitely use the delicate.
I do feel like if you're using the M.A.D mapping technique and you're just using the gel-based peels, then you could do a layer of like the environmental peel on the cheeks as well.
You could. I've done the environmental peel. I don't know why my cheeks really light up and I look like Rudolph. So I just kind of like, okay, whatever, you know. It could be also the time of year, like if it's drier out like it is now, I'm probably a little more sensitive. Whereas if I did it, in the spring or early summer, I probably would have a different result because again, I would have different amounts of sebum being produced, and that does alter how your skin responds to those acids. You'd be surprised.
Mhm. Mhm. And then, Alina, usually the layering of peels goes from strong to weak. What we like to think of is it goes from the smallest molecular weight to the biggest instead of
Yeah,
strongest to weakest.
yeah.
Do you have recommendations if you notice your client's skin is red after the treatment?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely. I love using, here's a cocktail, the Delicate Skin Calming Gel Mask with the Wheatgrass Recovery Mask.
I love that.
This cocktail, I have yet to find a better cocktail, even within our own repertoire, much less another brand's. Honestly, I love it. And Redness Rescue also. Thank you. Absolutely, Nikki. The Redness Rescue is kind of like your fire extinguisher, real quick. Keep it in your back bar. Redness Rescue is a delight because it puts out a fire really fast. And what I love about the Delicate line, and I said this last week, is that it's really focused on controlling the immune response. Okay. You want an immune response, but you need it and want it to be controlled. And the Delicate line is that entire repertoire that's going to help you control the immune response to exactly where it needs to be so that you get the reparative part of the response without causing post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and without slowing down the repair cycle. So a big part of what we do is stimulating that collagen and elastin synthesis, which is the repair cycle, which gives us the new skin. So if you can really maintain the immune response, you get more out of that collagen and elastin synthesis.
Beautiful. Okay, making sure
All
I
right.
didn't
Any
miss
other questions,
anything.
guys?
Good questions this class. I love when we have an active audience.
Yeah, I'm glad to see people are doing M.A.D mapping. We feel it's a big part of using the brand and giving your clients the best possible protocol that they can receive so that they get the best skin that they have ready to show, ready to glow. So let's show and let's glow.
Okay, everyone. Don't forget about that coupon code. It is just MAD. That's for 20% off the line. Or if you've been looking at taking on the line, we have that new opening order kit that we set up for you guys. But yeah, I'll send out the recording after this class. Just give it a couple hours to download. If you think of any other questions, just let us know. Oh, the discount code is MAD. So just MAD, easy to remember. And that's for 20% off. And that can be combined with the MAD reward system through California Skincare Supply. When you purchase 6 retail products, you get a back bar product for free. So it's a great reward system. It gives you the ability to make so much more profit on your facials because you're getting all of that product for free. But thank you. Thank you, Michael. And thank you to all of our class attendees.
Thank you, Julia. And yes, everybody, since you're going to get free back bar when you're ordering retail, there's no better reason to take advantage of M.A.D mapping because the products have paid for themselves. Everybody have a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. Just happy, happy, happy. Love
Happy,
you
happy,
all.
happy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.